So one of the neat things about when the power went out. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics. So one of the neat things about when the power went off, there weren't a lot of neat things, I have to tell you. When you lose electricity for 3 days and there was an ice storm, and I did other videos about that, and my husband set up the generator and we had the generator going, and yet no matter how great that generator is, it can't compare to having the regular electricity. But it was great. It was better than not having it, I have to tell you. And so anyhow, one of the neat things though was that there was a lot of time to talk and to think, and everyone wasn't on their social media, and everyone wasn't out and about because, well, there was an ice storm. And it reminded me of when my kids were growing up and we used to play board games and things like that. It was just a really great time from that perspective. The other thing was that after everybody went to bed, and I'm usually the one that stays up late because I didn't like leaving the generator on all night, even though it's away from the house. I didn't want to leave it on. So what I would do is I would turn it off before I went to bed after midnight. And then when my husband got up early, he would turn it back on. And so I would sit up in bed because it was warmest there. And I would sit up in bed. My husband was asleep. And, I would just read. And it reminded me of my grandma when she used to sit in her rocking chair at night by the fireplace reading her Bible. And she would stay up late at night reading her Bible while Grandpa slept. And then when Grandpa slept, she would, then when he got up, she would go to bed like 4 o'clock in the morning because they had a fireplace and she wanted to keep the place warm, but she did not want to leave the fireplace unattended. So Grandma would spend a lot of hours sitting in her rocking chair late at night looking out the window, and the snow would be coming down, and she would tend to the fireplace, or in the kitchen it was like a coal stove, and she would read her Bible, rock in her chair. Sometimes she would talk late night on her phone, on a rotary dial phone, and she would read. She had a little pamphlet from her church that she would read, and it just reminded me of that. She had her quiet moments, her time for her soul to think, time for her mind to think. And I think because we're so inundated with social media and with so much information coming at us, we don't have time to digest it, and we don't have time to think in many situations. And sometimes when something like this takes place, and like I was sitting up late last night, just sitting up about 3 hours and reading and things like that, pausing, thinking, reading, staying warm in my bed. And it really, you hear your soul speak to you. You hear your mind speak. And I just love that. I love that. Now, do I want my electricity to go off again? No. And yet, it just reflected back to me the value of having quiet time out for ourselves to think. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.